The camera is started. I'm in the White House. My beard seems to connect to the walls. I feel different right now. But I do want to tell you I'm under the influence. Because if I do not tell you that I am not under the influence, I need to know if you see a difference the way the mind thinks. The LSD, for those under 18, listen to what I have to say. LSD, cocaine, marijuana, barbiturates, and any pharmaceutical drug. It doesn't matter what it is. Under the influence is something that makes you think and see things different. Even if you ate too much, you are now under the influence of an altered reality because the body, because the immune system, because of the energy, because of what's in the air, will make the mind think and do different. The only thing that is not good is that when you lose the understanding of where you are and who you are at the moment, okay, is not the good thing. You never want to lose, and you never want to abuse what is the influx in your momentary mind. The reason I say I'm under the influence is it's a friend's birthday, and I had a shot of Sambuca, and I really like the Sambuca because of its reality. It brings the blue and red world together. It brings the blue and red world together because of the licorice taste that's in it, and that licorice taste is the black licorice, and these two colors of red and blue bring that together. Remember, when I speak, I don't speak because totality of knowledge. I don't speak because could be under the influence of any sort. I speak because of the first come, first serve, philosophical, scientific teaching in the schools all over the world for the last 100 or more years in psychology, of how when they bring someone into the classroom, they say, look at this picture. What do you see? Tell me what's the first thing that comes to your mind. And that's how I like to work. Most of the time, some of the time, part of the time, and sometimes I don't want you to think at all. So what we're going to do in this next video is something that I have come up with already, synchronicity, of where the reality of this, or the inverse, is the avis of life. And avis of life in multiple languages says to notice and understand the differences, to see what is beforth and be from you. Okay, Lapa says hand, lapin says rabbit, pain says bread. The artificial intelligence that is transferred onto us because of the association with the spelling and the design of each letter, as in N, will bring together two sides, 147 and 369, in which if you just turn 145 degree over, that N will become a Z and bring together 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I already know, because of my work, that 789 and 987 equals 1776. That 9 and 7, 8 and 8, 9 and 7 equals 16, 16 and 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 1 and 6 is 7, Christ, 1 and 6 is 7, 7 times 7 is 49, 7 times 49 is 3443. The answer. That 3443, 7 times 7, I have to write this down, equals to 49, times 7 equals to 49, and equals to 280, equaling to, I don't have this number right, I will put it on pause. Now through this pause, I had to do a mathematical understanding that 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 49 is 63. 7 times 40 is 280. 280 is the 7th, this is the 27th of September. 273 plus 7, no, sorry, this would be October 7th. But 280 and 63, DC world. 4, 3, 4 creates the 7 worlds. 7, 6, 7, the spirit of 76, equals to the 1 world of Mercury. Bringing this to the 4th gate would be 101. Everybody knows 101 is communication in computers, and also to 7 blank or void and 1. 7 void 1, because we can't actually add anything to this, so we will, because we're looking to get to the 4 worlds. So we're going to use 1 and 9 and 1. 9 and 4, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 3 and 1 is 4. 3 and 1 is 4. 191, artificial intelligence, created by the alternate current 13. 63 and 280 creates 3. Let me mark this down, 3. We see that 3 over here. And 6 and 8 is 14 equals to 5. And we get no result in the last area. We end up with 7 times, excuse me, I'm trying to look for where that number is. 7 times, wow, I'm lost in that area. Oh yes, we were adding it. Let me mark this down and put you back on pause. In the understanding of the AI intelligence, artificial intelligence, into the numerical alphanumeric intelligence, that 3 and 0 is 3, 6 and 8 become 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. The multiplication will equal back to the 4. Now we have to understand the star key and the pound key. The pound key shows me everything that enters into the pound numerics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The star key shows me the connection of the pound key. The star key is in the 0 position of the calculator, but the star key is in the 10 position, okay, of the telephone. The pound key is in the 12th position of the telephone. So the pound key is a result of understanding the repetitive of the beginning of ABC, where AB is C, and the pound key is C. The evaluation of 1 and 2 is the pound key. But the creation of everything comes through the evaluation of the 1. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we start again at 1, 2, 3 from level 0, the 10 position, which will go on until you hit 91. And that's when it'll stop. It'll be 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, but it stops in 91 because that's the 10. The minute you get to 92, 93, 94, 9 and 4 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, and now we've connected the next 0, the next relationship to the next level, and I don't want to go there. We stop at 91. 13 by 7 equals to 91. 13 cards on an average of 7, or add up 1 to 13, equals to 91. Everything is alphanumeric. Everything has a coordinate area space and can be blueprinted to create your apartment building, to create the roadways, to create the entire map of creation of the constellations of the universe. That's how big it gets. But I like to work small because I'm a small scientist that doesn't understand everything that's going on, but understands enough to know that there's a relationship to the universe, and every single number of any scientist that has ever existed to say 9, dos, אחת, שתיים, שלוש, ארבע, חמש, שש, שבע, שמונה, תשע, עשר. It doesn't matter the language, because all these languages and all these sounds and all these shapes and positions go together for an assembly of the understanding of creation. But because we're not scientists, or can even be scientists in the English language to understand what I'm speaking about. So let's get back into here, and we end up using 143, AC/DC. This number over here, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 1 minus 4, 1 plus 4, equals 3 and 5, electric company. Inside the IT system of the 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 4 and 5, the IT system of Earth and Venus, of the Sun, which is the dog-leg world. Why? Because 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will equal 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 will equal to 20. The minute you get to 20, the 20 is what creates the dog world. It creates the T letter, the 20th letter in regular numbers. In gematria, it's the 2. But all zeros because once you get to 0, you're going all around the 5. You cut a hole in it, and something has to come through. Half of everything plus the Spirit of God, 5 and 1 equals to 6. When you create 5 and 1, 5 in the 7th gate brings in the 2 world, 5 and 2 equals 7. At the 7th gate, since 1 is the passage, 1 and 6 equals to 7. You brought in the half-world passage, and now we're on the cross because of what the numbers do. Because of the positions of the numbers, knowing that 4 times 1.5 equals to 6, and there are 4 corners on a square. No matter which way we turn it, we're going to create whatever the diameter is, either 1 through 9, 2, 5, 7, or turn it on that angle in the 4, 5, 6 position, where 1, 5, 9 are now alpha omega design inside, which means I go around the 5, turning the dice on the angle, giving me the greater diameter, the dice cube on the angle. You see this, right? This is my greatest diameter between the flat of up and down to my greatest diameter from this point, showing me my lowest point. Here's my upper point. Okay, I keep it on this angle because that's the greater. Here's my upper point. Here's my center point to now where I have a new center up over here, and I have a new exterior point, so that when I point my pen, okay, to this point over here, let me see, it's this point over here. You see the distance I am from this area? That distance from here and this distance, it's so hard to explain when I turn the rectangle. I've taken 2 squares, put them together. I'm holding the 2 squares together and turning on the rectangle. This is the size of our creation, putting 2 worlds together. But because before you can create a second world, you need to the first world, and it doesn't matter how many worlds come to the first world, only 1 world reflective can create the second world. And any world reflective will never be more than 3. A pyramid is 3 plus 1 side, and the last side, or the 4th side, is what the light, the rainbow, will penetrate through, creating the other side. If we have an in, we need an out, and the position of the out counts for the connection of the 2 or the shadow of. We have a whole big sky, we're standing up in a boat, and we look down into the water and we see 1 shadow, and it's your own. So that 1 shadow of the area space you take up, or let's say it's the 5 position, depending on where the sun is around you, that will be the inside of the totality area of 4 and not 3, because the sun is going all around. If the sun only went this way, and then went this way, then we're looking at 3. And that's the reality of our day. Because the reality of the day is you wake up to the morning shadow and the sun is gone and there is no more shadow. It's under you in the other side of the world. So the reality of the totality is actually 3. It's here, and it's here. And what's below you, it's the dark time. There is no shadow. It's under you. So that's the difference between 3 and 4. The 4th one will be the night. So we have 1 part night, 6, and 3 parts day, 18. And because there's a part where there actually is no shadow, because it's from in here, 1 in, 1 out, I like to go 16 and 8. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals to 16 and 8, 24. 1 and 6 equals to 7. 7 and 8 equals to the 7th gate. 7 times 8, which will give me my greatest diameter, is 56. 5 and 6 is 11. 5 plus 6 is 30. 30 and 11 equals to 41. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 5 and 4. 5 times 4 equals to 20. And we're back to the N, 20th letter. And the 0 equals 6 because of the passage. 26 on the 45-degree angle through the sun and the moon, coming out here where, bam, we're on Earth. I feel real. I get hit, somebody touches me, I'm real. The reality is we're a bunch of organisms that have sewn itself together with the feelings and the touch of the nervous system that makes ourselves actually the reality we are, but we're nothing other than what's in the mind, and the mind is from somewhere else. But because of all these things, it makes us hurt inside the body, and that really freaks me out. Anyways, let me get back onto, so this is, you remember how this all started. 7 times 7 times 7. 7, 8, 9. 9, 8, 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 9 and 9 will create 9. 5, 7, and 9. If we take 5 and 7, that is the moon. The moon connected with 9 actually brings in the birth. 12 and 9, L and I, which is the bed or the oysters. which now bring us into the oysters are now with the, what are around Queen Elizabeth, you see there's 3 things of beads, and those beads are pearls. They're pearls and they scratch. And scratch is the representation of Christ. Now you would say, why would scratch be the representative of Christ? And I couldn't even really tell you. Because in Christ, C-H and R and S-T that comes together, the scratch is in Christ. The 45 and the 33 record, the 33 for M-A-S, Uncle Sam, Mass, and the 45 for the IT 1x4, 1+4, the IT system inside the sun. The foxhole. Now, why is it the foxhole? I don't just want to talk about numbers. The foxhole is F, is the 6th letter. Write down 6. O is the 15th letter. Write down 15. 6 and 15, 21. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, 21. The X is the 24th letter. Write down 24 plus 15 equals to 39 plus 6. 24 and 9 equals to 33. Mass. 24 and 15 equals to 30, creation. Plus 6 equals to 36. 21 plus 15 equals to 36. Plus 6 equals to 42. Now, let's do this again. 24x, 15o, 6f. 24 and 15, 39. 24 and 6, 30. 15 and 6, 21. 24, 15 and 6 equals to 45. The 24th letter X. The 15th letter O and the 6th letter F. F-O-X. System foxhole, passage in the sun. Gateway into the G and E moon. General Electric. 3 by 19. In the French language, they say 19. Nueve. In German, it's Neun. Noon means 12 o'clock lunch, and 12 o'clock, 1 and 3 is Alpha Beta, creation of the bloody O world. It's all an association of understanding letters, numbers, shapes, where things are located in the understanding of the science of the entire building of the world. Now, not everybody's going to understand this, and those who do will always agree because they already understand the numerological alpha beta connection. A lot of people will just say, what's the nonsense? And others will just say, I enjoyed the video. Just to show you the last paper, we don't need a crossing, we don't need to bar the upside down V, and V is to life. We have to understand the 2 twin towers, that the third twin tower will now fit in between. We have to understand going on from one area and sending to the next area. And we never lose the telephone communication because it's passed from eye to eye. And it stays this eye, and it comes back to this eye, and it comes back to this eye till finally you receive it. The 2, 4, 6, 8 worlds. And remember, 8 is only half. Because 1 and 6, the 16, which I call the half world, is actually the half of reality. Because it takes 16 ounces. 16 ounces to make 1. It takes 32 to make 2, but we don't complete anything till we have the passage in between, and that is the total of 24. 8 ounces, 8 ounces, and 8 ounces. Where we have the beginning, where we have the middle, and we have the end. So having the middle, we have the passage between the two. And that's the 24 ounces. The freezing point comes into the next because we start to begin again, and we freeze at 32. Now I can connect this to Monopoly now. Because after the freezing point, 32, 2 and 3 is the BC worlds. Thank God for B and C. It's the BC creation of birth today. The 9th of the 8th of September, 1962, was the birth of the Ark. And backwards it says car, and the fleur de lis, okay, happens to be two sides of what's joined in the center, and it's presented everywhere on every crown in the world representing Christ. and it's one birthday today, and I'm associated with that because the 1962 was the creation of the corners and the inside building Rubik's Cube to 12 and 8. 12 and 8, 1 and 2 is 3, and 8 equals 38, and that is the creation of the church. Okay? The green world built in the woods, in fact, because it's so incredible the way it connects all together. Her birthday, is, and I don't want to say the name because you have to make it up yourself. It's an ark, it's in the wood, it's green. It's the rack of ribs that, it's not one rib that makes the pig or the chicken, but it's all the ribs that make the pig and the chicken. And the only actuality that counts for all the ribs in the chicken is the wishbone that connects the totality of the rib cage and what is this bone here in the center? Whatever that bone is, but that's the one bone that connects all the ribs. So when you're saying Eve and they broke the rib off from Eve, it was one rib of Eve that maybe opened the door between all the ribs, having Eve to leave. Raphael, understanding the reality that there's more to in whatever sense I made or I didn't make. Thank you for watching this video.